What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Kandi and the Gang, Season 1, Episode 10. This is the season finale. So, we see Chandrika being introduced to the staff as the new head maitre d'. First of all, Chandrika, I'm going to need you to be able to pronounce your new position before you start talking about your new position. It is not major d, I think is what she was saying. It is maitre d'. And we ain't even saying that right because it's a French word, but that's a whole nother conversation. Neither here nor there, child. The staff doesn't seem to be too impressed, but you know, it is what it is, okay? Melvin was like, she's still running the front desk though, right? That's all I need to know. The rest of this don't matter. Torn is bringing back the Friday. It used to be called Friday Night Live. He's rebranding it and rebooting it, and he's bringing it back as Friday Night Vibe. And so we see him doing the auditions for different people. And we see Patrick come and talk to him, and Patrick letting him know, look, you know, I'm ready to do it. I want to propose to my girl, and I want to do it at an event. I want to do it at the Friday Night Vibe event. And Torrin was like, listen, I just need to know, is this what you're doing? Like, is this what you're doing? Is it what you're not doing? Like, I need you to make a decision. I need you to stick to it. And am I in it? Like, don't leave me hanging like you did before. Don't set me up. Like, am I in charge? Like, what's really good? And you know, Patrick was like, nah, you good. You in charge. Excuse me. This is what I want. And he was like, okay, cool. We're going to make it happen. We can make it happen. So then we see Brandon and Patrick are in the kitchen. I guess some people done called off and they done picked up the slack. They in the kitchen. And again, I feel like this is something that we may or may not have seen earlier on in the season. What I thought was funny was them shady ass editors gonna put under Brandon's name, Brandon, quotation marks, finally working. I said, you know what? But they really not telling no lies, because I just don't know if we would have seen Brandon pick up the slack and be in the kitchen helping out at the beginning of this whole process. So again, we see where we're coming together, where people are doing things and picking up the slack and, you know, putting some things in order. So, oh Lord, y'all, these new braids. So then we see Brian, Torrin, and Rashad. Now, Rashad must have been staying with Brian. That's the only thing I could think of, because, Lord, every time we at Brian's house, Rashad is there. And Torrin said that Rashad then became Brian's do-boy. Like, basically, he's the go get me a glass of water, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that type person. And so Brian is telling Torrin about the meeting he had with Todd and how Todd wants to invest. And he was like, you know, basically, you know, they want 50% of the business, but he was like, forget a food truck. I just bought up this whole block and I can give you a store. And so, you know, at the end of the day, I already went through this in the last episode. We already weighed out the pros and cons on the last review. So y'all go back and check that out, because I ain't about to rehash it. Okay? But of course, you know, Brian is, you know, Torrin is proud of him and, you know, telling him, listen, like, you know, sound like a thing. And then they had the conversation about, you ever been with a woman, which I thought was funny. All three of them said they've been with a woman. Here go Brian. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she just put it in and I pumped like 3 times and it was over. So I don't know what you want to call that. We're going to call that not much. Okay? We call that not much, Brian. But anyway, the sad thing is, at least, Brian, you know that's not your cup of tea. There's men out here that do the exact same thing and think they doing the damn thing and bring it down the house, okay? So, anyway. So Kandi had a meeting with Don Juan and Philip, because they're like, listen, we want to know where you are. Like, we're trying to figure out where everybody is long term. We want to know where you think the restaurant is, person by person, and where you think this is long term. And so Philip is like, listen, and I read between them lines, Philip, I heard what you said. Everybody might not have caught what you said, but Philip was like, my mama did very well, which basically put me and my brothers in a position where if we don't have to work, we don't have to work. And what he said was put us in a position to be able to work for ourselves. I ain't mad at you, mama. So basically, Philip was like, I don't really have to do no 9 to 5, and I really was not in a position. I really never thought I would go back and clock in for nobody else. I like doing my own thing and being able to come and go as I please. But he said, but I also want to finish what I started. Like, I'm really liking what's going on here, and I see the improvements that have been made, and I want to finish the job. I want to get us to the finish line. They're talking about touring with the reboot, and Don Juan is like, listen, I don't know how I feel about this, because I feel like Torrin and Don Juan might have had, and I'm not saying they were dating or anything like that, but I feel like their relationship went a little bit deeper, and I think it hurt Don Juan that much more when Torrin did what he did. Because Don Juan is really hard on Torrin and this whole reboot. You know, like, if it doesn't work out, then this is your job is on the line, and you need to do this and do that, and don't wait till the last minute. Make sure you let us know what's going on. And it just sounds like he really ain't here for giving Torrin cutting him a whole lot of slack. The other issue Philip had was, he said he really feeling some kind of way about the Dom Brandon situation. He was like, we really need to figure out what we're going to do about that, because that really makes me uncomfortable. Again, I have gone through all the reasons why that's a problem. I ain't rehashing it. Y'all go back and look at the other ones to hear the other reviews, but essentially he's not wrong, and that does need to be resolved. The problem though is they want to keep Brandon at Old Lady Gang because they really want to keep him in management. But it's really not fair to move Dom to Blaze. So the good thing is Dom is actually getting ready to leave to go to London for however long, and maybe that'll give him time to figure it all out and work something out. I don't know. I think everybody was hoping they would just break up, but it looks like that's not what happened. So, but Philip basically let them know that, yeah, I'm staying. I'm here. I'm here for the long haul. So we know that the Friday night reboot, it has like a whole Studio 54 disco theme. So everybody is coming in their best 70s get up, and all that good stuff. So Brian is the host, so we're definitely looking forward to seeing all of those things going on. But while this is going on, remember, Patrick is getting ready to propose. So we see him pulling his mama aside, talking to his mom about it. And, his mama was like, listen, he said, I just need to let her know that no matter what happens, she's going to always be my favorite girl. So they went to go pick up the flowers, for the day. And he told her, he was like, listen, he said, he told her, he was like, listen, I'm ready to do this. Like, I love her and this is what I want. He said, but I'm really nervous. And she said, the last time I didn't think you were ready, but I do think you're ready now. And I love Safari, but I'm just really nervous for you, nervous for the situation. But I thought that was a cute moment for them to have. So this the day of the Friday night vibe event, and Torrin had already pissed Don Juan off. He done texted Don Juan talking about he needs some carafes. And Don Juan was like, carafes? Ain't nobody running around town getting no damn carafes. Like, no ma'am. No ma'am, Pam. Now, Torrin had gone to Brandon and asked Brandon for a food runner for that night. Now, here's where I feel like some mistakes were made. Let me say this. First of all, let me say this. Whenever there's an event, no matter how much you plan, no matter how much preparation you put in, no matter all of those things, something is always going to go wrong. It's just inevitable. It's just Murphy's Law. Something is going to always get screwed up. And so that's essentially, what happens. And one of the things that happens is they don't have the service that they thought they were going to have. And Torrin's thing was, yes, I should have followed up, but I asked Brandon. Brandon told me he was going to take care of it. Here's where I feel like, and again, I know we didn't see everything, so this may have happened, but I can only go by what they showed us on camera, and they didn't show us this on camera. Brandon, Torrin, you should have absolutely had a sit-down, official meeting with an agenda with everybody at the restaurant that you needed. So if you needed to talk to Brandon, you needed to talk to Melvin as the person that's in charge of the kitchen, and whoever the head bartender is, so that listen, this is what I need for Friday night. This is how many people I need outside. This is who I need running. Can people sign up for overtime? Or are we going to put it as part of the schedule? Like, this is what I need. And in that way, there are very detailed notes about who was supposed to do what, so that you're not looking incompetent because you just asked Brandon while y'all was standing, next to the hostess table, and Brandon was like, yeah, I got you. Because ultimately, yeah, do you need to follow up? Sure. But you did ask Brandon. But it's Brandon. Anyway, so Of course, people's drinks weren't coming out as fast as they should have, and he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. And Don Juan was ready. Like I feel like no matter how the event went down, Don Juan was gonna have something to say because I think Don Juan was ready. I don't think it comes from a place of malice. I think it comes from a place of hurt. Whatever Torrin did when he left Old Lady Gang the first time, I think it hurt Don Juan. And again, I'm not saying that they were romantic or anything like that. I just think whatever their friendship was beyond, you know, employer, employee, and I think it hurt that he would leave them like that, just walk out and never come back and then be posting up on Instagram when you out at the park chilling, doing what you want to do. Brian was hosting and Brian looked gorgeous, honey. Brian was in full geech, okay? Looking fabulous. And everybody showed up for the exception of Melvin. Everybody showed up in costume. They all looked like they were straight out of. The funny thing was, they all looked like they were straight out of a 70s blaxploitation movie. I saw very few Studio 54 looks, okay? I saw a whole lot of Shaft and Cleopatra Jones looks, okay? Even Chandrika's boyfriend looked like a pimp. Todd was dressed up like the pimp from I'ma Get You Sucker, right down to the goldfish and the shoes, and they looked like they was at the Pimp of the Year awards, okay? Of course they were more than enough Afro wigs to go around for everybody. Even Aunt Bertha came through with the dashiki, okay? Aunt Bertha with the dashiki. But everybody looked nice though. Let me be clear. Everybody looked nice, but I just did see a whole lot of Studio 54. I saw a whole lot of other stuff. Anyway. But Kandi and Todd were impressed. And Kandi even told Torrin, listen, you keep this up, this is gonna be a regular thing, this is gonna be your gig. We're gonna bring you back permanently. Like this is what I'm looking for. Him and Don Juan had a moment where Don Juan was fussing at him and yelling at him, talking about something. You're not ready. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't ask for help. You didn't say what you needed. But you got me running around looking for crafts. And Torrin was like, but that's what I needed. In that moment, that's what I needed. And Don Juan was like, well, I'm not trying to sound arrogant or anything, but I make too much money to be running around getting crafts. But if that's what I needed, you literally just said, what do you need? And I literally just said, this is what I needed. So if that's what I needed. Philip was trying to help. Philip was asking him, what do you need now? How can we help now? What can we do now? But it looks like Torrin got it worked out. He had vendors there. And of course, Brian, he had, his people there selling the egg rolls. I said, look, Brian gonna find a way to bring an egg roll. Listen, can we count all the episodes that we saw an egg roll? I feel like if it was 10 episodes, we saw egg rolls in 9. And I ain't mad about it. Let's be clear. I'm not mad about it. And it actually makes sense because what we found out at the end of this is that Brian actually did take Kandi and Todd up on their offer, and he will be getting a brick and mortar store for his egg rolls. And I'm here for it. Next time I come to Atlanta, I'm gonna be looking for it. I hope it's open by the time I get down to Atlanta, okay? The next time I get down to Atlanta, because I want to try the soul food, the soul rolls. I think they call Brian soul rolls. I'm sure they're probably gonna take his name off of it and make it like something soul rolls or something, child. Knowing Kandi, she's gonna put her name on it somewhere because Kandi good for branding. Listen, Kandi know how to brand something. She know how to do some branding. So the night looked like it went well, okay? They had people performing. They did, like I said, they did the auditions, and everybody seemed like they were nice. Kandi was feeling it. Everybody was having a good time. And then here come Patrick, honey. Patrick done went in the back, and he nervous. But he done changed into his little tuxedo, honey. And he done came out there. He done got down on one knee, honey. And he done proposed to Safari. And Safari said yes. And everybody was clapping and happy. And Chandrika said, better her than me. So it's 6 months later, and they kind of did a where are they now situation. And Philip is still with the company, still working with, Kandi, still working with the company. Y'all, child, Don Juan ain't going nowhere, child. Brian, I just told you, did sign up to do, but he's still working at OLG, but they're working on his store. Chandrika's still there, child. Her and her fiance, they just bought a house and they are planning their wedding. Um, Dom went to London. She's back. She's back at OLG, and her and Brandon are still together. And I still don't know whether they still working together or not. But you know what? That's they listen. Kandi, listen. Do you, boo? And Safari and my boy Patrick are still together. They just moved into their own apartment. So listen, I love the fact that everybody's still together. Everybody's doing well. Oh, I'm about to forget the most important thing. Child, Rashad got fired. Let me tell you what happened with Rashad. Well, come to find out, Rashad was drinking on the job, and then he lied about it. Listen, Rashad was drinking on the job. He lied and said he only had a soda, but then they realized that it was more than a soda in his drink, and then they charged him, and then he tried to come back later and be like, but I paid for it, and, you know, a manager got to clock you out, and y'all was in a manager's meeting, so I just had me a little drinky drink while y'all was in y'all manager's meeting. But what had happened was he had lied and said that it was only a soda when it was more than a soda, and when they found out it was more than a soda, then he came double back and paid for the drink, right? Because I guess they probably can get sodas for free, but the alcohol they got paid for. But then come to find out that baby, he was taking bribes to get seats. He was taking money from people to get him a better seat, like, you know, jump in line and put people in line. And you can't do that. And Kandi was like, listen, bro, I will fire my own family members for something like that. Like that, I can't. Like, there's a lot of stuff we can play with. There's a lot of stuff that I can bend on, but that's not one of them. Like, I can't play with that. And so they're gonna bring Chandrika over there talking about something. What you think? You think that's a fireable offense? And she was like, yeah, he need to get fired. So I guess Rashad got fired, y'all. But that was a problem. Drinking on the job is a problem. And then lying about it is a bigger problem. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I think it was a great show. I was here for it. I was entertained. You know, again, they gave us enough drama, you know what I'm saying? But not over the top drama, you know. And I was here for it. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Peace.